Hi, I'm Eddie O'Dwyer, Food Ingredient Sales Manager from the Carbon Group here in Cork. Carbon are distributors for the Delvotest antibiotic residue testing for milk, which is developed and produced by DSM in the Netherlands. The Delvotest antibiotic residue testing for milk is the gold standard for this test. It is used worldwide, it is used in the majority of state labs and in the majority of dairy labs throughout the country in the monitoring of milk. It's increasingly used by farmers themselves to ensure that the milk that they produce is top quality, but also to avoid the expensive fines and penalties associated with having residues found in the milk. So what do you need to get started? Well, you need a starter kit which contains this block heater plus an alarm clock that you can carry around with you, and some markers for cows, plus a pen to mark the actual samples. You will also need a box of tests. This is a box of 100. They also come in boxes of 25. When you get these, you keep them in the fridge and keep them upright, because if you put them sideways, you might get false positives at the end. But always keep them in the fridge. So what does the test involve? Well, it's quite simple. Firstly, you get your sample of milk. It is very clear that the milk has to be a proper sample from the tank. The tank has to be stirred and a good representative sample taken from it. If you're just testing a cow yourself, then make sure you sample all 4 quarters and blend the milk well. Do not over-agitate, because you'll get foam and that could give you a false positive. You then get your tests out from the fridge. You can leave them for a minute or two as they come up to temperature. You carefully take one of these pipettes. Well, first of all, you take the test and you pierce it. At this point, if you're doing a number of tests, you can mark the actual ampule itself. You then carefully take the pipettes. And why I want to do this is that cross-contamination is the biggest reason for getting false positive. You make sure that you keep this away from all surfaces other than the milk. You don't touch it, you don't keep it away from your fingers, etc. And you take out one at a time. You don't put them on the drawer or on the table and take one as you're using the test. Then you carefully pick up your sample. Now, some milk has gone into this bubble, but you ignore that, because actually you're only using this amount of the milk. You put that into your ampule and into the heater, which has been preset to run at 64 degrees. You set your timer then for 2 3/4 hours. I recommend that on the basis that it gives you 5 to 10 minutes to come back and have a look at the test. Because if you could come back maybe in 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 hours, again, you might get a false, at this stage, you might get a false negative. So what does it look like after the 3 hours? Well, you will see here I have 2 tests already in the heater, and they're ready to be read. This one here is milk without antibiotics. You can see that the colour has changed totally from purple to yellow. This one is with milk which I know has antibiotics in it, and there has been no growth of bacteria in that, and the purple colour has remained. And it is a very easy colour change to see. You will also get a colour chart when you buy one of the box of tests. So that's it. It's simple, it's easy, it's straightforward. All you need is the time, the 3 hours from the time you take the test to the time you read it. And you will be guaranteed a result which is comparable to any other lab. Thank you for watching. Where do you get the test? Sorry, before I finish. You can get the tests either direct from ourselves or from any of our distributors and agents, which are listed in the website at www.carbon.ie. Thank you for listening, and safe farming.